everyone. Welcome to the Applebox cooking class, the Applebox oven class. We're going to be learning today how to cook with an Applebox oven. And an Applebox oven uses charcoal to cook, so I've already got the charcoal started down here, but I'm going to go put another piece of paper in because it's just smoldering and not cooking hot enough for me. So this is what, when you warm up charcoal for an Applebox oven, you're going to use something, this is called a charcoal chimney, and you just put a piece of newspaper crumpled up into the bottom and light it, and it starts your charcoal. But for some reason, newspaper this day doesn't burn very good, so it's taking a while to get it started, but you can see it's smoking. So all you do is take a piece of newspaper, crumple it up, stick it in the bottom, and then you light it, and it goes up and starts your charcoal on fire. So, and those can be found at like home improvement stores or garden stores. Whoa, that was cool. I didn't even need to light it. Okay. So you can see it's smoking away down there. All right. So an Applebox oven is nothing but perfect. An Applebox. You have to have the right size of Applebox. If you don't have the right size, it doesn't work so well. So the Appleboxes should be, they're like 12 and a half this way, 13 this way, and 20 inches that way. If they're not the right size, you'll see what happens. They're not the right size. So this is what the setup looks like underneath. So when you're cooking with an Applebox oven, you're going to be cooking with charcoal. And 10 charcoal make about a 350 degree oven when you're cooking with it. And you'll notice mine both, they have thermometers on the front. You have to use a candy thermometer because it's the only one that gets hot enough. I tried using a meat thermometer and I melted it because it only goes up to like 200 degrees. So you need something that goes up to like 400 degrees. And all you do is you put a piece of foil down on whatever you're doing. That only helps protect whatever it is that you're cooking with, but it also provides reflection of the heat. And if you get I just use foil, and you can turn up the edges, which also provides some kind of a little bit of a windbreak if you do that. I did this one a little too small, but you get the idea. Then you use soda cans. And these ones don't have the rocks in them yet, but you put pea gravel or dirt or something in them to weight them down. Because if you don't, when you go to put the things on them, they fall over and it's really frustrating. So you put them down in the corners and you get a rack that is 10 inches by 15 inches. And it goes on the top, and the cans actually are going to go right on the corners of it. So when you're setting it up, before you even put your charcoal down, you get this all nice and set up. And just to be sure, you just take your box and make sure that it's going to slide over or not knock anything down. And then you're going to put your charcoal down. And in a minute, as soon as that gets hot, we'll put the charcoal on the other one so you see how it works. So the reason you need a box that's this size is a lot of the boxes are a little bit shorter. That's going to give you less headroom, which means your bread pans won't fit in your oven if you don't have the right size box. So far you following? Yeah.
Yeah, can you use the smaller soda cans? Because you got littler ones.
No.
Now.
Okay, this is the problem with the smaller ones. If you're cooking with charcoal and you're closer, it's going to burn the bottom of whatever you're cooking before it's all cooked. So it's like the perfect space. I don't know who invented this device, but I love it. So it gets you, your rack is like right in the middle of your oven, just like when you're cooking in your oven, in your regular oven. So you put your stuff down, and then when the charcoal is ready, then you're going to spread it out here, and you put your box on the top. And these boxes, this is the new design that a friend of mine came up with, that it's a lot better than the old design. It's actually 2 boxes. And this is my wrongly made one. You see how the window's not lined up? Because somebody took one of my boxes and exchanged, and we got to keep your boxes together. But it has a window in it so you can see if your cookies are done, your cake's done, without having to open it up. And it's 2 boxes thick, and so it holds in all of your heat. And not only that, but it's so much easier to make than the old one that only had one level. But the whole thing, all it is cardboard. This one's got a few little holes in it that you saw. You can patch those up really easy. We actually make these now, and I should have brought, I have it inside so you can't see it, but we actually put them together with spray glue now. There's a spray glue that goes to hot temperatures, and you just spray it on your box or your aluminum foil, and it just sticks right on instead of having to use tape. It's called, I forgot what it's called, so anyway, I should bring one of those out here so you can see it. But it's just aluminum foil, and you just cover the whole inside of your box. The outside actually doesn't have to be covered, but it just looks really pretty when it's that way, and it helps protect it. So that's what you do, and it just cooks just like a regular oven. If it gets too hot or too cold, you just put in some more charcoal or take out some charcoal. And one set of charcoal will burn for about 45 minutes. And then if you're cooking things that take longer than 45 minutes, like today I'm going to be cooking for 2 hours. So I will be adding, how are they doing?
They're good on the one side, Steve.
Well, I just added some in. So, if you are cooking something that's going to take longer than 45 minutes to an hour, then you'll need to add more charcoal in. And to do that, instead of adding 10 more charcoal, you only add half the amount of charcoal, and that will keep your oven pretty regulated. The thing that's great about the thermometers, not this one because this is the one that I melted, or it doesn't work so good now, but the thing about the thermometer is that you really can be able to tell how hot it is and be able to regulate it a little bit more with that. Just like your regular ovens, when you first put your food in, the temperature is going to drop a little bit. And also, just like a regular oven, before you put your food in, you're going to put your charcoal in. It's going to preheat a little bit first with the lid on it. You'll notice I have one little piece of charcoal down, unburned charcoal down in the corner. That just is so it can get some air inside so the charcoal can burn. I've seen some designs where they just cut a little notch out on the sides, but I'm afraid because of the cardboard that it'll rip eventually.
Move
so
that.
This way's easier.
Move that tape, please. The roll of tape.
There we go. Yeah, I can do this. Is that better?
Nice.
Videotaping. Okay. So you put the charcoal in. If you're going to add more in, you put half in, and you're just going to spread them out throughout the whole thing. Let me see if I've got. Oh, we've got some charcoal that are ready to go. Okay. So we're going to show you how this works. The magic of, cooking magic. Okay. So to put the charcoal on, you take your racks off, and I don't know why this took so long to cook before. Okay, so your charcoal just doesn't need to be all the way hot, just about halfway. So first I'm going to put them between the cans, and you'll notice I'm using long tongs. They come in, they're very handy. And you put 2 on the edges. A lot of charcoal in there. Okay. It's really hot inside here. Okay. I'm just spreading them out, and I'm going to put them as close to my cans as possible because this is your source of heat. And well, these middle ones are not, but these ones are close to the cans, so that I can have them spread as far apart as possible. And then I'm putting 2 in the middle. That should give me my 350 degree oven. So now I'm putting my rack back on, and I'm putting my cover back on, and you're going to watch the temperature is going to start going up. And so we're going to let it preheat for about 5 minutes until it gets hot enough. In the meantime, I'm going to scoop up some cookies because the next group is going to have hot cookies. You guys are getting cold cookies. Got too much setup. I didn't get the first group done. So I'm just using a little, this is my favorite. Yes, I love cookie scoops. And this is cold dough, so it doesn't scoop quite as easy. But This rack will hold, I actually put 15 of cookies on it yesterday. If they don't spread out too much, you can put 15. Otherwise, you put like 12 on them. Since there's not very many of you in a group, we'll just do, well, I figured 12 per group, so we'll just do that, and the groups can have extras.
The oven's heating fast.
Is it heating up fast?
Yeah.
What's it up to?
Just past 250.
This thermometer is really cool because it has this little red thing that you can slide around, so you can tell right where the temperature that you want to do. The coals are so hot. So anything that you can bake in your regular oven, you can bake in an Applebox oven. And how much more time do we have? Did anyone notice? I forgot to see when we started.
Just keep an eye on Rob when he moves his people.
Okay, well, we'll do, next time pay attention. Oh, you won't be here. Okay.
Debbie?
Yeah.
Quick question. How
Yeah.
long does it hold the heat? How long can you bake something?
You can bake stuff in it for about 45 minutes with one group of charcoal. So, yeah. Are you going to be with our group? Okay. Okay, so was there any other questions with this one?
The cool charcoal in the corner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Allow ventilation or
Yes.
circulation.
Yeah, you can use like a piece of rock, just something about an inch high. The charcoal is about perfect, so that's just what I've always done because I've always got it around me. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about charcoal because I think we have about 5 more minutes, so I think we started about 10 after. Charcoal stores indefinitely if it's kept dry. And so I have my charcoal, I just buy it in the bags, double bags, and put it in trash bags, and it's all up in the top of my garage because nothing's going to happen to it except for the stuff that I'm using. You want to get a good brand of charcoal like Kingsford. Kingsford is really the best on the market. It burns the most evenly and is the most consistent. If you get cheap ones, lots of times they don't light, they don't burn consistently, so it's not so good. Right now, Walmart has charcoal on like half price. It's two 16-ounce bag or two 16-pound bags for $7.50, which is really good. And it's usually out in the garden department. And if you get 22 16-ounce bags, you can cook in your Applebox oven for an hour a day for a year. So that's not very much charcoal. You'll find today, because you're going to be seeing a lot of different kinds of cookers, is that you want to have different kinds of cookers as part of your preparedness program. You don't want to do everything in an oven, but you also don't want to do everything on a stove. And so some of the cookers, like the solar cooker, it can cook pretty much anything. You can cook a lot of things in the Dutch ovens too. I love the Applebox oven because this stuff is so pretty and it's so easy to use. It really is just like cooking in your regular oven once you, get the knack of it. What temperature is it up to?
400.
Okay, so now this is the next trick to Applebox ovens. When you take the lid off, you're going to take it off, and you notice I can pick it up with my hands, okay? It's not so hot that I can't do that. You're going to keep it level and move it over. If you tip it, all the heat comes out. So I'm just going to put my cookies in, and I'm going to cook for about 10 minutes, 11 minutes, and then my cookies will be done. And then you take them out, and what you will want to do is you'll want to have your next batch ready to go so that having 2 cookie sheets is really handy because then you are not going to waste your fuel while you're unloading and loading. Okay, I have cookies for you. So you can pass those around. And I'm going to start loading up the next batch. Do you have any questions?
What did you get
You can, I just got that one I got at the KitchenAid, the Kitchen Connection store.
What was the question?
The question was, where did I find my thermometer at? But
Okay.
pretty much anybody that sells, it's a candy making thermometer, so they either come like this or they come the glass kind. You obviously don't want the glass kind. So one like that, they run about anywhere from $5 to $25, depending on where you're getting them. So just look around, but it makes it so much easier. Before I had one, I had the kind that sat on the shelf and it took up room, and or I'd have to put it underneath and I couldn't see it. I love this. Yeah,
Is Kitchen Connection in the
it's in the outlet mall.
Is that where you get your little rack too? Can you get that, or-
I actually ordered the racks, and so if you're making apple box ovens today, and you were one of my 15 that I already pre-ordered, I have the racks already. They came in yesterday, so you'll have them. But because they are kind of hard to find, and you know what else is hard to find? This size of cookie sheet for some reason is hard to find now. They used
What
to
is
have
that
them all
size?
over.
What is
These
that?
are 10 by 15, so they're the same size. I have those on order too. So anyway,
You can order from me, right?
yeah, you can order from
So
me.
you have those on order for those that prepaid? Or
Yeah,
or
if you
this?
prepaid, I don't have. Oh, actually, I did order these for everyone, even though you guys didn't order them because I thought you might want them.
Okay. So we'll pay you when
Yeah.
I get in.
Okay. Okay. Any questions? Yeah.
I made the apple box a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
Do you have time to explain how you do it the new way now? Do you not put the foil all the way?
Right.
Oh, so
The way that
use
you
the-
do them now is you actually make them as a top and a bottom separately. And so the outside box, you just cover the outside of it, and the inside box, the inside gets covered. And by doing that, you can see how this has got tape on the outside. You can do that now because it's. I mean, you still could do it with tape on the outside, but you don't have to worry about the tape. There's no tape on the inside because your inside box, which is where you really have to worry about any tape showing because the tape will melt. Your inside box, the foil comes over the edge and you tape it around the outside, and the whole inside is glued. If you just stay for a few minutes after when we do the next thing, you can see how the new ones are made because we'll have them in there. Okay, time to move. Okay.